Hey everyone, I have exciting news for anyone building Shopify apps on Gadget. We've just released framework version 1.6, which includes the ability to select what fields on your Shopify models are going to automatically be enriched when the field payload isn't included on webhooks. Let's go to the whiteboard. Prior to framework version 1.6, Gadget would auto-enrich some Shopify models when field data wasn't included on webhooks. So, for example, a Shopify customer webhook would come in and something like email marketing consent is not included in the webhook payload. I'm looking here at Shopify's docs. You see, there's no email marketing consent. So what Gadget would do is go ahead, auto-fetch this missing field, could also be child records in some cases, return that, and that's expensive, especially if you don't need the data right away on every single webhook. If you have a lot of webhooks firing, you don't necessarily want to auto-fetch and enrich your Shopify records. Now you have control over that with framework version 1.6. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to create a customer, show off how this works. If we go Carl Weathers, Carl at gadget.dev, and I will agree to receive marketing emails and save that. So this will fire the Shopify webhook, my Gadget app, because I've selected my customer model and I've got my managed webhooks. It's already going to subscribe to that. So if I take a look at my data, I see I do have customer information and I do have some email marketing consent info. So this is prior to framework version 1.6. I'm on 1.5 right now. So let's go ahead and upgrade. I will note there is also a breaking change to the Shopify market model if you're using it, but otherwise it's just configuring your non-webhook fields. I'm going to upgrade and run yarn, and we'll take a peek. And perfect. Okay, I'm on framework version 1.6 now. So now if I go back to my customer, you see I do have this plus to add non-webhook fields. Nothing there right now. Because I'm upgrading my app from a previous version, all of these fields were already available on my model. But now if I go to email marketing consent, I see that I am currently fetching on webhook. This is expensive because that extra fetch are going to be account for platform credits and Gadget. So if I don't need email marketing consent on every webhook, I can just fetch later. And when I select fetch later, this information will only be fetched during a nightly reconciliation or if I manually run a sync action. So let's go ahead. I switch this to fetch later. Let's create another customer and take a peek here. Steve Harvey. I don't actually like Steve Harvey, but there we go. Steve at gadget.dev has agreed to receive marketing emails. Let's take a peek. So now if I go look at my data, wait for the webhook to come in. There we go. I see no email marketing consent. So it wasn't automatically fetched, but if I go ahead and I were to run a data sync, which I can do now, sync some recent data, you'll see that all these fields were empty previously. Now they are all enriched. There's a lot more data here, and we have email marketing consent for everyone, all of my customers now. SMS marketing consent. Let's say I don't need that. Let's take a look at what this no Shopify fields available looks like. So if I don't need SMS marketing consent, if you just don't need the data at all, like I can go ahead. Cool. I've removed the field. It now appears here. And if you're starting a new Gadget app, or if I add a new model, all of your non-webhook fields by default will be up here. We're not going to include them in your models by default. So that's just a quick note. So if I want to go ahead and add that, I can go ahead and add it back. If I don't need SMS marketing consent at all, once again, I can just remove that field and it will be up here. And that is how non-webhook fields and models, there are cases where it also is on a has many where we'll fetch child records. Check out the documentation for more information. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us on our developer Discord. Until next time, I hope you keep building more and coding less with Gadget.